What's going on, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to an episode of Career Mode. Like I said, guys, I am going to be doing Ultimate Team and Career Mode simultaneously. So, yeah, there's going to be days where it's Ultimate Team, days where it's Career Mode, but I really am excited to do this with you guys. And, yeah, so far with Chelsea, it's been interesting. If you guys want sort of a summary of how things have gone, I've brought in certain players. You guys can check that in. I've also got rid of a few players as well. I have got the maximum capacity squad right now. I've got a full squad, which is always nice. You know, you're never really gonna struggle to fill in a certain player into a particular position. But yeah, we've got that. Another thing is I have moved it up to world class difficulty, and I feel as though that is where things is going to be sort of ideal. I think that's the perfect sort of middle ground. And yeah, our first game of this episode is against Napoli. Now, Napoli, they are a team that I expect to kind of come around the middle of the table, maybe kind of towards the bottom. Don't get me wrong, they're not a bad team by any means, but we've got to remember, this is a Super League, and of course in Super Leagues, you got super crazy awesome motherfucking teams, and that means that they are going to struggle against certain teams. Anyways, we are at Stamford Bridge, and this lad right here just completely does me, and come on, EA. EAY, deflections have got to be one of the most annoying things to concede in this game, and of course it would just happen to me. Anyways, Napoli were actually doing really well. They were all over me, and like I said, for some reason in the offline game mode, I really struggle with holding possession. I always like to play a sort of counter-attacking football, and yeah, it's just, I just can't seem to hold possession for my life. Anyways, look at that for a ball through. Hernandez there, Pablo fires that into the far corner, and that is a really nice goal. What a great counter-attack. Just a beautiful pass through to Hernandez. Of course, Hernandez got the pace to do the job. Anyways, it was still game time. We were playing good. We were coming into the 45th minute. Honestly, I thought he was going to be able to skip past the defender, but it wasn't meant to be. As you guys can tell, I just struggle with possession, really. I've always been a sort of counter-attacking player. It's how I play on Ultimate Team. It's how I play on head-to-head, but, you know, against the computer, they just hold the possession so very well that it can be hard at times. Anyways, if you guys would like any Ultimate Team coins to all my Ultimate Team viewers, you guys can check out the Footshop. Link will be down below. Use Cal Freezy at checkout for 5% off. And just as I say that, we got him blistering down the wing with Insigne. We all know how fast Insigne is. He's a small lad, but oh my god, what is that? What in the... That was an insane goal. Insigne is just on roids. He's on roids. I'm gonna request a motherfucking drug test after that. That was just insane. The way he dances between all of my defenders. You know, he's a small guy. He's gonna be useless in the air, but it doesn't matter when he does things like that. He literally just ran, and then just screwed me over. Anyways, Hernandez, a nice little step over, pulls it over to the left-hand side of the pitch, all the way down to the edge here. What is he gonna do? Cut back inside, does him, hits him with the roulette, and how about a masterpiece of my own? That right there from Hernandez was an absolute peach of a goal, and it just goes to show, you know, that signing was actually pretty good. I'm really happy with that. A few people were a little bit skeptical of me signing Hernandez, but hopefully that has shut up a few of the, you know, the people that had doubts about Hernandez, because that right there was just a piece of class. Anyways, that game ended 2-2. Not ideal, you know, I do want to be coming out of 3 points in games like that. It's just important that I'm picking up max points at, you know, at all times. And, yeah, so, like I said, we came out with 1 point there. As you can see, 3 goals, 3 shots on target. Didn't have that much possession, but I'm always going to struggle with that. Anyways, we have got AS Monaco coming up now. We all know Monaco, the money bags that they are. They have got a very tasty team. That's not to say that we don't have a very good team ourselves, but, you know, they are very good. They're top-tier Ligue 1 sides. I never know how to pronounce it. Is it League 1? Is it Ligue 1? Is it Ligue 1? You know, there's just so many different ways, and I'm not French, so I'm always going to be a little bit fucked. Anyways, a great ball over the top from Oscar, takes it down from Willian. Unfortunately, it wasn't meant to be. Willian is actually doing a really good job. I would like to see him on the ball a little bit more, because I think he is really good when he's on it. Anyways, Eto'o gets it. I decided to start Eto'o for this game, and what does he do? He buries that into the back of the net. So really happy to get off to a nice 1-0 start early on in the game. That's some Liverpool stuff right there. That early domination, and yeah, 1-0 up, away from home as well. I believe, is this my first away game? I'm not too sure. Regardless, anyways, Willian on the ball again, great ball through, Oscar, one-on-one. Oh my god, those chances don't come around too often, and you know, you really have to take them, especially in career mode. It can be one of those sort of things where, you know, that could be your only chance, and you guys know that, like I've said about 1,000 times so far this episode, that counter-attacking is the way that I play. So in order for me to really do well, I have have to take those chances. But it didn't really matter in the end, because I believe that was Cahill actually just buried a really nice header and a nice little triple X ball, and that was actually a pretty lucky finish. That almost looked like he was going to save it. And the amount of times I have missed tramp goals or anything like that is just stupid, you know. The best way, in my opinion, to do tramp goals these days, I don't know if you guys remember back in FIFA 12, even FIFA 13, just pressing A across, it was really simple. Tramp goals were easy to do, but I feel as though in FIFA 14, I've missed just a stupid amount of tramp goals, and it's actually really goddamn embarrassing. So if you guys don't want that to happen a lot, I recommend you go for the triple X cross, so you just tap X 3 times really quickly, and it'll actually fire a ball right across the face of the goal, and it's kind of like a tramp goal, except it just has a lot more pace on it, and for me, it just works a lot better. So I mean, you guys can give that a go. Anyways, AS Monaco actually decided to do something for once, and that was a really nice header there into the bottom right hand corner. The keeper's just not going to be able to save that. It's sort of a textbook header, and yeah, again, Willian was actually doing really well this game. Like I said, I wanted to get him more on the ball, and that's exactly what I managed to do. Plays a nice switch ball over, Oscar on the ball, and Oscar is just so amazing in that cam roll. He does an amazing job of just creating opportunities. It turned up to be 4-1, and this just wasn't looking good for him, you know. I'm not gonna lie, it did not look like AS Monaco were the team that I was kind of expecting. I honestly thought they were gonna be a really strong side, but it looks as though the money just hasn't done them too many favors. They haven't really been able to make the results count too much. I'll have to get a look on how their previous games are going, but I have to admit, this is one of the easier games I played, you know, and that's really saying something for a team like Monaco as well. Anyways, a ball whipped in and back out, and what do you know? Like, I don't know what to say. I want to say that's my keeper's fault, but at the same time, is it really my keeper's fault? There was a bunch of players in front of him, and that right there, you can't do anything against that. A great ball over the top, and I believe, was that Falcao, I think? Just, that was some finish as well. So, I respect that. Anyways, we win 4-3. I honestly thought it was an easier game. I made some substitutions at, yeah, I made some, substitutions at halftime, so that was all fine and dandy, and of course that weakened my squad a little bit, but we had 4 goals, and I'd be really shit if I let that goalie go. So, anyways, we had 12 shots, 8 on target. They had 8 and 6 on target. Again, I just about had even possession for, you know, what I consider quite a dominant game. That is not all that much possession, but like I've said previously, possession I just suck ass with when it comes to offline modes. Anyways, you know, that's a win and a draw this episode. I'm pretty happy with that. It's not ideal. I really wish I could have picked up a win against Napoli there. And so far, we are sitting second in the table right now. We've played 6. So that's okay. And as you can see, some of the news there is that AS Monaco's still losing. So it looks like they're not having a great season so far, which I have to admit I'm pretty happy about that. Relieve some of the pressure off of me, because they were always a team I was going to be a little bit nervous of. And yeah, the inbox, we have got a few things to take a look at. Take a look at them emails. Take a look at those spam emails. And yeah, a few of my scouts and things like that. Got to take a look at them and see what's going down. A few center backs there that I'm actually still relatively interested in, although with that being said, I did manage to pick one up during the transfer window. I forget his name now, but yeah, anyways, there's a whole bunch of youth in this team, and that's what I'm really excited to see develop. That's one of the best things about career mode. Like I said previously, you can pick a super rich team, you can go ahead and buy all the best players, but what kind of is the fun in that? You know, I like to see how players develop, and you know, you end up with players that you would have never seen before, and they're, you know, 85, 86, 88, 90 rated, and that right there, that is what's so awesome about career mode, is you have this whole new team a few years down the line, and it's just really cool. So I hope you guys are excited for that. Anyways, let's take a look at our youth academy. Now, I needed to bring in some monsters, and that's exactly what I look to do. I just spent a shit ton of money on them, because let's be honest, I got money to spend, and we got some pretty good youth players there, so it's going to be interesting to see how well our youth academy turns out. So with that being said, guys, I hope you did all enjoy this video, and if you guys could get this video to 3,000 likes, my career mode fans are just the motherfucking craziest fools ever. So, you know, 3,000 likes would be absolutely awesome. Hope you guys all have a fantastic day, and I'll see you guys later. Enjoy the Champions League tonight. Bye-bye.